Hi, you guys. So, it is exactly 1 year, 12 months, 365 days since I went vegan. And who knows how many hours, how many minutes, and all that good stuff. And with me is my cat, Smokey. She's in that box. Well, she's about to leave. Yeah, she's about to leave. But, oh, she's in that box because my sister released it with catnip, and we call it the crack house. So both her and her cat Sasha like to be in the crack house. So, let's see. Where does this journey begin? I mean, there's just so many explanations as to why I'm a vegan. I guess if you haven't seen like the about blogger on my actual blog, um, well, it kind of already broke it down like in large amounts because there was so much to write about. But I guess before I get started, I got these yummy. Oh my god, they're so yummy. I got these black California. I'm sorry, these California black fit figs. Um, yesterday there was. I'm going to count because I had at least 7 of these to start with yesterday. I gave mom one, and that was 8, and there's 12 of these left. So there's about 20 in each pack. My only complaint was when I went to the store, I had noticed that some of them started growing fuzz, and I literally had to make sure that I find. I mean, this looks squished, but that's okay. I can still eat it. But I literally had to find um, a container that didn't even have the fuzzy or the mold that was starting to produce on them. And I think the next time I get these, and I still see containers that have mold on it, I mean, if nobody else says anything, then I'll say it to them. But um, I'll let them know that they need to make sure that they check their baskets every once in a while to make sure that there's no fuzz or mold growing on them. Otherwise, it's going to be a really bad product, and you won't be able to sell it then. But look at them; they're so yummy. And this is actually my first time I've actually had fresh figs. I've had dried figs. But so good. So good. Okay. Before I get too greedily in these figs, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my veganism. So I decided to go vegan because when I was enduring a juice fast, I had to make it. Well, I was about to endure a juice fast. It was my 30-day one. Um, I realized that I couldn't really stick with vegetarianism, especially when I realized that I was very, very sensitive to dairy. So, in other words, I was very lactose. I'm very lactose intolerant. I'm not gonna say was. I still am. So when I did my research for veganism and what it meant to be vegan, I didn't think that it was just about. I thought it was more mainly about the diet at first, because once you exclude 100% dairy products and all animal, well, not just meat and all pretty much animals that you consume daily, but and it wasn't just the dairy like the butter or the creams and the milk and also the honey, which I now understand why most vegans don't really eat honey. Well, when you're vegan, essentially you really don't eat honey, period. But I learned that there's so much more than just the exclusion of the consumption of animals. There's more like what's in your lotions, what's in your hair care products, things that you use daily, and it's not what animal was put in your products, but it's also how scientists test on animals to see the effectiveness and whether it'll maybe burn your eye, it'll sting your eyes, or it'll make you have hair loss, or anything like that. So we technically, as humans, have made this assumption that it was perfectly okay to put these new products that were made in factories, and it was okay for us to use animals such as cats, dogs, bunnies, monkeys, everything, just to see how effective our products are to put on the market. And it was so much more than that. So when I was reading all this, I was a bit shocked, you know, but I don't think anything kind of like clicked in. I mean, I really wanted to be vegan. Don't get me wrong. I really wanted to be vegan. But when it came down to just the products, I mean, it was really hard for me to like to visually like understand it, mostly because I was reading. I think when I started watching films, I realized that how emotional this really was to see, you know, all this happening, you know. I mean, I think when I watched what was it? I think it was what was that movie? Uh I'm drawing a blank. It was that one movie we my mom, my mom and my sister and I watched. Um this is like years back though. I don't remember what it was. Um I can't think of it right now, but anyways, it was that but that movie wasn't enough to influence me to change my eating ways, eating habits, or go vegan in any way. So I think when this one book that I picked up reading, it was Katie Fresden's Veganist. That was the tearjerker for me. It was when this one person who went undercover in the slaughterhouse, he had you know, witnessed, you know, the birthing of this mother cow's calf, only to be taken away immediately when after it was determined that it was being a male, after being taken away immediately to the slaughterhouse, to become veal. Since if you're a female cow, you had to endure the same process as the mother cow who gave birth to you, but when you're a male cow, you had to be taken to the slaughterhouse to become a veal product. And that was the tearjerker simply because, you know, I'm not really a parent, I'm not really a mom, but it was that maternal instincts that kind of kicked in, and you really just feel it, that 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 moment when you see that you're that traumatizing moment you see when your child's being taken away. I think the maternal instincts kind of kicked in. So that was a huge, you know, step for me to see that, you know, I really did care, and I really wanted to do everything I could possibly to eliminate every single product that I had used that pertained any animals or anything that may have harmed an animal in the process of it. But as I realize now that the journey of being cruelty free is never over. It'll never be over. It'll be over until, you know, there's more people starting to realize that, you know, we need to be a little bit smarter. We need to have more conscious. I mean, people are claiming they have a conscious when really they don't. But this is my way of thinking now. You know, I'm not going to change it just because somebody doesn't agree with me. There's always going to be people that disagree with you when you make certain choices, but you need to know, you know, if this is what you want, and if you want to stick with it simply because it's right, then you need to do it. So, updates on what my veganism has done for me. I think one of the reasons why I started my weight loss journey is because I wanted to minimize the health issues I already what triggered me to start losing the weight and eating smarter was my urticaria. So, has my urticaria gone down or has it gone away since I went vegan? Answer is yes. It's been over 2 months since I've been off my Zyrtec. I'm pretty ecstatic that it's finally gone away. I mean, I don't think it's gone away 100%. I would say it's gone into remission for the time being. I think the only time it kind of comes around is when I'm like walking. It's very weird. It's very weird when it does that. But when I start walking around, like just for the sake of it, or maybe I was doing some exercise at one point, I started itching all over my legs. It's mainly in my legs. It's not in my arms anymore, and it's not in any other places that my hives had come about. But it's mostly in my legs now, which is very interesting. But it stops when I'm not walking, I'm not doing some heavy exercising. But, it's easy to manage. I don't really have any serious complaints to a point where I have to take my Zyrtec again. So, I think it'll officially go away, I think, when I completely lose all the weight. I think that's probably the next big step that I need to do. But one of the things that I really wanted to do, I would say, and I think Miss Spooky's coming back. Hi, Spooky! Spooky! And she's just staring at me. But one of the things I really wanted to do, if it's not in the fall, midwinter, definitely next year, or in my case, definitely next year, I need to start back on losing weight, start back on the juicing. And I have been drinking juice. That's not the issue. This past month or this past summer already, summer's already over. It's getting close to being over. This past entire summer, I've been trying to find a job. I've gotten 3 interviews? No, but I've had a couple interviews so far. Nothing sticks. Well, actually, no. The one first interview I had, they never called me back about whether I got the job, and I'm assuming since I didn't get a call back with a decision, I didn't get the job. And I literally had to call this one place twice. The other place that I had the interview with, I had to call them twice. Because they were supposed to send me like an automatic email or whatever determining if I got the job or not. I think it would have made more sense if they just told me up front if I got the job or not. It would have, I don't know why they're making it difficult by saying like, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. I mean, I think they just want things to be quicker so they don't have to worry about having to stop during whatever they're doing to kind of explain why they didn't get this job or whatever. So, but, that's just me. And I think now that people, like college students and high school students, are going back to school, there is a good chance that more jobs will be opened up, but I don't really know for sure. So, that's why I haven't been posting, and I'm trolling all over. They're that good. The main reasons why I'm not on the internet so much is because I'm just kind of lazing around, and all I can think about is just having that job and having money so that I can do the things that I need to do so that I can just, get my life in order. That's probably one of the reasons why you haven't really heard from me that much. And if I post recipes on my blog, it's really not, it's one of those things where I really wanted to share, but I've gotten lazy a bit, so I think my only motivation of actually getting stuff done is if I had like something else to do other than sitting at home and doing nothing. And that's what I've been doing all summer. Well, other than putting in applications, I've pretty much been doing nothing all summer. And I've been trying to hang out with my friends in whatever way possible. I'm sorry, I'm getting too invested in these figs. I'm sorry. Sorry! They're really good, I promise you. If you go to like um, a farmer stand that sells figs, or you could probably find them in a grocery store somewhere. I promise you, they're really good. I've never had figs in my entire life. They're that good. They're really, really good. So, because it's my 1 year veganism, the journey doesn't stop though. My veganism will be with me for the rest of my life. I know that for sure. Because I truly believed that I would overcome my urticaria, which I have in some way. I haven't really been taking notice if I've lost any more weight since I went vegan. I mean, it would help if I did a little bit more exercise, but see, I don't like being home all the time. So that motivates me less with having to exercise when I'm at home. It really does. It motivates me less because I'd rather be like in a gym or at at the yoga place down the street from me. I'd rather just be in like an actual area where I can just, I guess in a way interact with people, and also, be a better motivator when I'm out and about and doing whatever I need to do. And being home should be more like a relaxing state where I'm relaxing the muscles, relaxing the body, the mind, everything, and not some place where I can just, have an exercise equipment and do exercise at home. I mean, I really don't want to have to go through all that. I mean, I was actually better off in a gym or at the yoga place. But I'm going to try and do the best I can when the fall kicks in and there's less bugs around. So, I don't know. It's just me. What I really wanted for my veganism, or for celebrating my 1 year veganism, there's 2 books that had recently came out this summer. One of them was Dr. Campbell's new book called Whole. He originally wrote the China Study with other MDs, mind you, not just saying he wrote the whole thing, but there were other people that were with him on the project of writing the book, The China Study. I have not read the book. I really want to read the book, but again, I have no money to buy the book. And the only way I was able to hopefully get a copy of the book or any other vegan book is if I signed up for a free giveaway, and that would have been the only way I was actually able to receive the book. Yeah, his new book Whole came out. I had read an excerpt of it when I was at Barnes & Noble's with a friend of mine. It was pretty interesting in the beginning. And then the new book, and I've been following her blog. I really have been. And her recipes are pretty awesome. Her and the woman that I think that started the book, and then the woman that I follow, whose blog I follow, I think it's J.L. Fields. Their book came out called Vegan for Her. So essentially, it's another vegan book, but it's mostly geared for women. And I think it's one of those where you kind of explain like the female perspective in veganism. I haven't really read all the book, but I have been able to read at least the beginning part and some parts of chapter 1 of the new book. I really want those books. I really do. I was just like, oh my god, I want the book so bad. I really do. I really want those books. I really do. But at first I have to read the China Study in order to get to read Whole. But I really want Vegan for Her. And that was one of the things that I really wanted. Maybe I'll find a way to get a copy of one of the books. Some of the books I haven't even finished reading, like on my Kindle I haven't even finished reading, and I haven't even finished reading Eat to Live. Like I said, I've had to distract myself with other things, and reading a book wasn't one of them, unfortunately. And sadly, this thing is obviously getting beaten to hell because, like, I've left it in this bag. And look at it now. It's almost like I've been putting so much crap into it. I like books, like, usually, like, nice and clean, like, the first time it comes out or when you first buy it. Now it's looked like I've tossed it around every once in a while and just, I don't know. I'll make an effort to read it, I promise. A lot of more of the stuff I'm going to talk about is going to be on my blog post, Happy Vegan Vibes. I'll leave a link for it in the description box below. I think that's about it. Any other additional stuff I want to talk about, again, is going to be on the blog post, I promise you that. Alright, I'm going to leave so I can finish these figs and watch something, do my blog post, and I'll see you later. Bye, and bye.